Hi everyone, this is Darlene Denos. I'm speaking to you tonight about the many innocent victims that we have in prison right now that's been accused of a crime, but they're innocent. Studies show from 2.3% to 5% of all people that's in the U.S. prisons are locked up that are actually innocent. I have someone that I read an article on, John Grissom from the New York Post, and he gave some examples of people that he knew that were arrested but later found innocent. And I will explain to you those. Okay, there was someone from New Orleans who was from being arrested for a brutal rape and murder of his 14-year-old cousin. 9 years later, the detectives working on this case were using Reed techniques to get a conviction out of him. Now, what this is that they keep questioning you and putting suggestions in your mind and making you think you actually did it. So then you get to the point then, like, I don't remember what I did. Maybe I did do that. Yes, I did do that. So that's how they get a conviction on some of the people, by coercing them. Okay, the mentally impaired, you're intoxicated. You have the ones that's ignorant, that doesn't know the laws of the state, and they will manipulate those people to convince them that they did the crime. 32% eyewitnesses testimonies are misidentified. Okay, they're showing these people are looking through photos and stuff, and they'll say, "Oh yes, this is the one," but they're not actually even sure. They're just assuming it's the right person. In Dallas, there was a friend. Him and his friend was walking down the road, and the cop stopped and talked to them, made them get out the car, frisked them, and everything. And they were later picked up for robbing and a rape case. Okay, now these two boys were just walking on the side of the road. Okay, they were arrested. The girl that was raped, her and her boyfriend said, "Yes, this is the person that did it because of a photo ID." Okay, and then the the police department, they were questioning these teenagers, and they were telling them, well, we got really strong evidence against you and stuff. So it made them start saying, okay, well, we did it. We did it. I don't know what to say. Okay, I did it. But then um, his friend and him were released 31 years later because of DNA. The DNA showed that they were the wrong people. They were actually innocent. Now, these boys were locked up for 31 years for nothing. Okay? There's 22% bad forensic sciences. Okay? This is that they're not collecting the right samples, or it's being sealed wrong or something. And there's a handyman in Chicago, okay? And there was a fire at his apartment building. A woman and her 5 children died in the fire, okay? And then there was a fireman that went to look over the scene, and he did not take notes. He didn't take no evidence, and he says, okay, so this is the guy that did this. They're making you think, okay, that this guy did this. How they even picked him as a person. But then when it goes to court, he's saying, now I'm the fire chief now, and I'm telling you, yes, this happened. There was this kind of burn pattern. How can you remember if you had no notes? This is years later. So he is convicted. The suspect is convicted, and he's sent to jail for 25 years before his lawyer found there was no evidence to prove that he actually did this. Okay, 55 percentage of false accusations. A jail snitch. Now, he's going to try in any little way to get his sentence reduced. We all know this. Okay, so this snitch tells one of the deputies that he heard the suspect committing to a crime of killing a truck driver. This guy was arrested and put in jail. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'll skip that part. But okay, he was put in jail. The snitch, so said, overheard the suspect admitting to someone that he did commit the crime, okay, of killing the truck driver. And then this goes on, and he's convicted and stuff. And it's funny because okay, the suspect did know the victim that was murdered, but the only reason they knew each other because they dated the same woman at some point in time. It was later found out that he didn't do it. The eyewitness did not have the correct identification, a photo identification for to uh, I'm sorry. The the sus the witness didn't have the right uh suspect. She misidentified him from a photo. Now there was a Bronx teenager who was suspected of unfair and very aggressive law behavior tactics. Okay, people they had the surveillance camera, and they watched this. Years later, the suspects discovered that the police had also um, had fed critical information to drug addictive persons to give testimony against the Bronx teen. Okay, and then and then and then they fed them information so that they would remember, tell it in court, said that these two teens did this. They had no idea if it was true or not. These people did not know this. The cops gave the information to them to testify against these teens. Police had held evidence from the Defense Department. John Grissom of the Chicago Tribune is he wrote this. So just think, there's 46,000 to 230 innocent people locked away. Over 25 years, the Innocent Project had secured through DNA released 349 men and women. 20 of them were on death row. There has been over 2,000 extraditions, exonerations, including 200 that was on death row. So the judicial system is failing our citizens. And I think there needs to be a change in the judicial system, starting with the cops, with the evidence, with the witnesses. All of this needs to be protected, and it should always be true. Thank you, y'all, and I hope this give y'all a little insight what's going on in our country, and I think there should be enough evidence to put people behind bars, but do not fabricate information to put someone behind bars. Thank you.